What's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday. Hope all you're having a great day so far. Getting into this episode of Y&R, Mariah and Tessa. Let me tell you something. Anybody that knows me know, or have seen any of my Y&R reviews before, then you know I do not care for Tessa at all. I don't care for her. I just feel like Mariah puts a lot of effort into this relationship and Tessa is just not up to par with her. You know what I mean? Like the lies, the secrecy with her, the games that she play. I just feel like everything about Tessa to me is like a big con. You know what I'm saying? Like she's a con artist or something. That's just how I feel about her. I just feel like she doesn't put in all that effort and, you know, she expects people to hand her something or whatever. You know, people that has helped her out, she blackmailed. I'm like, come on now. Or played some type of game. You know, and look at what Mariah's done now. She got her a guitar. You know what I mean? Mariah just bought her a brand new guitar. And now all of a sudden she got singer's block or whatever. I'm like, I just feel like Mariah does a lot in this relationship. And Tessa really doesn't do anything in the relationship, you know. No grand gestures, no nothing. I'm like, I just feel like Mariah and Tessa are not going to last. Speaking of not lasting, Ray and Sharon. I'm not behind that relationship, not even 1%. Because when I see Ray and Sharon together, they trying to do the whole romantic relationship thing. It just doesn't work for them. I don't see any romantic chemistry between them. Sexual tension, maybe. And I feel like so far, that's all I see between them is sex. Because that's all they do. You know, they try to do the whole date thing, dinner and wine and champagne. They try to do that and it just comes off forced and friendly, like they're better off as friends. And then, of course, they rush to go have sex. You know what I'm saying? I don't blame Mariah for coming in there questioning Ray and his intentions and stuff like that. Because he has, you know, thrown Sharon under the bus before. He used her. So I could definitely see why Mariah, you know, is keeping both eyes on him. But I just see no romantic chemistry between him and Sharon, like, at all. It's just pure sex between them. There's no... I mean, they don't really talk about anything. Their conversations are very awkward, like, you know, they talk about other things and other people, never really about themselves. And, you know what I mean? It's just, what do y'all have in common? Because to me, it just seems like they don't have anything in common. Like, at all. That's just my opinion on that. I just feel like there's no romantic, you know what I'm saying? Like, where do you go with the two of them? You know, there's nothing with them. Like, at all. I mean, maybe some of y'all feel differently, and that's fine. But for me, from what I've seen of them, I don't see any spark with them. Nothing. Nothing that would scream, this is a long-lasting relationship, or the potential making of a long-lasting relationship. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't get that vibe from the two of them. Like, at all. Like, I don't get no vibe of that from them. So, that's just my opinion on that. You know, they could break up for all I care. Because I'm not too fond of Ray anyway. Like, the character of Ray, I'm not that fond of. I'm like, yeah, he can go. But anyway, oh my God, I feel like I'm getting sick now. So anyway, moving on from that. I like Devon and Elena. I really do. I have the feeling, though, that Devon feels like he's betraying Hillary by attempting to move on. You know what I'm saying? Because that look that he had on his face, you know, they both look smitten with each other, but he also had a look on his face of guilt. And I think that's really what it is. I think he's feeling guilty about trying to have get into a new potential relationship or start dating again because he feels like he's betraying Hillary. You know what I mean? I think a lot of widowers feel that way when they start to move on and stuff. I think a lot of them feel that way, but they shouldn't, because you're not betraying the person. You know what I'm saying? Hillary would not want Devon walking around miserable, upset, angry all the time and, you know, not living his best life. That's not what Hillary would have wanted. You know, she would have wanted him to find someone great, someone who, you know, he has a lot in common with. someone he can vibe with and fall in love again, because love definitely does not come around once in a lifetime. It doesn't. You can find, you can have love more than once. Do I think Elena is that woman for him? I don't know. I can't honestly say she is, because I have to see more of them to make that judgment call. But I do like, the chemistry between them. I know some people felt like they were being forced, like they're forced together or whatever. But I do think they have natural chemistry with each other. You know what I'm saying? Like this is just my opinion. Like I said, all of y'all might feel different, but for me, I just feel like they have chemistry. You know what I mean? Like they do look good together. And I want to see more of them, and more of this relationship or potential relationship unfold. You know what I mean? I think they could have a good run, hopefully. And I just want to see where this thing can go, Hopefully, they take it a little slow, ain't no need to move too fast with Devon and Elena, That's the problem with some relationships. They feel rushed. And this, you don't want to rush this. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to rush every single relationship that you put in front of the viewers and stuff like that. So I think it's best that they just take this one slow. Let them go on a little coffee date. You know what I'm saying? Like, take it real slow. There ain't no need for no picnics and blankets and, take it just slow. Get to know each other, Learn some things about each other. But I'm excited about this, though. Hopefully Jet and Elena are on the up and up, and I do mean up and up, like they're not trying to play Devon or use him for his billions. I hope not. That's one thing that creeps into my mind, because I said that yesterday. I like the fact that, like I said, Devon helps people and stuff like that, but you also don't want to, let your guard down with some people, because you don't really know what everybody's intentions are, especially when people know that you're rich. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what people's intentions are, so you also want to keep an eye open. You know what I mean? You don't want to go into things blindly. But I hope that her and Jet are on the up and up, though. I really do. So anyway, moving on from that, Victoria is up in Vegas trying to get a little rest and relaxation. But of course, some people may think that Victoria's running away from her problems in Genoa City. Maybe she is, but I do feel like she needs that time by herself. You know what I'm saying? Like, it sucks that she left the kids and stuff like that, especially when she was gone and dealing with the trial and being in jail. You know what I'm saying? So, but I do think she just needed some R&R, just some rest and relaxation. But I do feel like she just wants to turn up a little bit too. And there ain't nothing wrong with that. Especially with everything that she's been going through the past year. She's been through a lot. So, this whole JT mess, the cover up, the trial, going to prison, potentially going to prison. Like, all of that stuff, just, going to therapy. It just, like, it messed with her. So I think she just needed that time away. Hopefully she's not trying to run away from her problems, because that's not going to solve anything. You got to go back to GC and live your life and face everything head on. You know what I mean? But I don't feel, that she's doing anything wrong by going out of town and just doing her for a little minute. There's nothing wrong with that. She could use that time. So she ended up meeting this guy, Brandon, who's the leader of a band. And he wanted her to come to his concert or whatever. At first, she wasn't even going to go. But I think she just decided, you know what? I'm in Vegas. I didn't, let me turn up. Let me have some fun. And that's what she did. She went to the concert, had some fun, brought the band, a couple members of the band back to her hotel suite. They took some selfies. She was just letting her hair down, having a good time. Hopefully, she's not getting herself into any more trouble. Because part of me feel like something is about to lead to some trouble. Especially with this Brandon dude. So hopefully, she don't land herself in some more hot water. Keep it clean, keep it fun. Don't do anything crazy, But anyway, moving on from that, Summer and Kyle sitting up in there doing their husband and wifely duties. Kyle, of course, still thinking about Lola and stuff like that. Kyle, I don't understand. I mean, I get why he presented this offer to Summer about a marriage of convenience and stuff, but it was a stupid offer. Like I said, I get why he did it. He did it to save Lola and stuff like that. I get it. But damn, you put yourself in a situation like now you gotta be married to her for a year, And I thought he told her in the beginning that they weren't going to be having no type of sex, no none of that. But of course they are, because he's a man. So of course, you know, you're going to get it in. But that was just stupid of him, though. This whole dumb deal, because now you stuck with her for a whole year. And it's clear that Summer has a little screw loose, like her mother. So anyway, Jack is focusing on the fashion division. He came up with an idea to try to save Jabot by focusing more on their fashion division, which I think is smart, because you have to think about it. They don't have the extra money like that to be throwing back into the cosmetic stuff. You know, they've already spent a lot of money. So now they need to focus on another division, which is their fashion division. And it was smart of Jack to focus on that. I do have to agree with Billy, though. I understood where Billy was coming from about not wanting Summer involved in their little meeting about the new fashion, about, you know, doing more things with the fashion line. I understand why. You know, I think that was kind of it was a bad call, good call kind of thing. You know, it's like, damn if you do, damn if you don't. I could see why Jack wanted her to be a part of the meeting. But I understood where Billy was coming from. Number one, they just fired her mother. Two, she works for Newman Enterprises. Even though Newman is not direct competition for Jabot, seeing as how Newman doesn't have a fashion line, but still, she works for their enemy. So I can understand why Billy didn't want Summer involved in that meeting. She's not an employee of Jabot, so she shouldn't have been a part of it. But then again, I understand why Jack wanted her and Kyle a part of it, because if you're doing something with fashion and stuff like that, it depends on what your demographic is, which I'm sure is you know, they're going for a younger demographic. So of course you're going to need input from Summer and Kyle, because they represent that younger demographic. You know what I'm saying? Like, they know the hottest trends and, you know, what young people their age are wearing and what they want to wear. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're in tune with the youth of today. So it makes sense for Jack to get their opinions on it. You know what I'm saying? That's smart. Because, you know, Jack obviously is old. And Billy is not in that age bracket. So, you know, he's, I want to say late 30s, maybe early 40s. So he doesn't, you know, Kyle and Summer are in their 20s, so they fit that, you know, my demographic, basically, and younger. So it makes sense to put them, you know, together and get their input and their ideas and stuff, because they, you know, they came up with a lot of good ideas, like doing reviews and doing unboxing reviews and stuff like that. They gave Jack a lot of good ideas about how to, you know, do this fashion division and how to, you know, make it stand out and get people to rave about it and buy into it. I think this is a good way to save Jabot. So I think he's definitely on to something with this. You know, I think it was downright brilliant. And of course, Billy was pissed when when Summer was scrolling through her phone and stuff, and she saw Vicky taking selfies with the hottest group, with a hot new band. Billy was pissed. He was like, what the hell is Victoria doing in Vegas? You know what I'm saying? He thought she was just going out of town or whatever, because he knew she was lying about going out of town on business. He knew that. So he thought maybe she was just going out of town for a little R&R and stuff like that. But that's not what she went out of town really for. I mean, she out there living her best life, you know, and of course Billy ain't too happy. But he better get over it, though, because ain't nothing you can do. So chillax. She out there living her life. Let her live. So anyway, hit the comment section. Let me know what y'all thought about this episode. I will see you all later. Peace.